Hello, my lovely friends. Welcome back to my channel. My name's Sarah from Synchronized Health and Wellness, and my channel is all about helping you have your best life. And today I want to talk to you about healing your inner child. And some of you may have heard this term before and think that it just affects a few people. But as a matter of fact, most of us are running around as adults, some of us well into our older years or even, retirement age, and still have our little inner child running our lives, and we have no idea. So your inner child is that little part of you that was really formed between the ages of 0 and 7 when our brains are being developed. We're actually in theta brain function, which is what we go into when we go into a state of meditation, and that's why children can play imaginary games so well. They're actually operating from a very different frequency than at any other time in our life. And part of this is they are actually they're like little sponges, and they take on board everything that's going on around them, the experiences, what people are telling them, and they're shaping the way that they see the world. And often we're surrounded by our parents, our caregivers, and they're handing down what they knew, and they are handing that down because that came from your grandparents and your great grandparents, and quite often no one ever quite questions these things. So if we grew up in a household where money was scarce and there's a real scarcity mindset, we take all that on and we think that that's how the world is. And the guy that wrote Rich Dad, Poor Dad, Robert Kiyosaki, I think his name is, I might have that wrong, but he talks about that in his book. And like if you're brought up in a house where there's lots of money and an abundance of money and wealth, then those people go on to recreate that, and people can go through generations and generations of poverty. And it's the same with lots of different aspects of our lives. Our ideas around relationships, our ideas around working hard or not working hard, our work ethics, they are handed down as well. And so often when we are young, like I say, we form those belief systems, and then we just think that that is the world. Of course, we're filtering everything through our five senses mostly, and we believe that that's just so. And if we were hurt or had trauma, had abandonment issues when we were young, we might have formed the belief systems that we weren't good enough, that we are not worthy of being loved, that we're not lovable. And these things can get triggered in our adult lives all the time. And often when people's relationships aren't working out really well, it's because they're banging up against traumas all the time, belief systems about themselves, which the other person is kind of inadvertently banging up against. And often you'll have two people kind of triggering each other. And that's why relationships can be really, really hard work, especially if you're not aware of the fact that you're even doing this or where the stuff is coming from. You just think it's kind of you, and it is, but it's only one aspect of you. And so when you have this knowledge, yes, you can change it. You can change anything about yourself that you want to, that's not working in your favor. It's just a rewiring process, which we're all capable of doing. And so I would really encourage you to start looking back, looking at some of the belief systems you have. It's really great to break them down into categories. What do I think about money? And then, why do I think that? It's looking at the patterns that are in your family history, your ancestral history. See if there's any patterns you can see. And when you have that awareness, then you can set about healing your inner child. You don't actually even need the awareness, but it really does help, I believe. So the way that I healed my inner child was through meditation. And I did a really powerful meditation where I went back and saw myself as a young child, actually a baby in a cot. and she was just so heartbroken, and no one was coming to her. She had a tear-stained face. She was broken-hearted, completely broken-hearted. And I believe that's when I first had the decision that I couldn't trust the people around me, that I wasn't going to rely on other people, and that I really was not worthy of people's love and attention. And I had no knowledge of this, of course, but I went back in my meditation, saw myself as that little baby, as that little girl that really needed someone to love and nurture her. And I took my future self with me. And when I saw this little baby, of course, your heart goes out, especially when it's an aspect of yourself. And I took that little baby and I cuddled her and I reassured her and I loved her and I told her that I would always look out for her and that she was going to be okay and that she was loved and that her life was going to be magnificent. And it was so, so powerful and profound. I was sobbing while I did this journey. When I came out of it, I felt really quite different. And healed is the word that I would use. And now when I think about myself as a little child, I actually see her as a happy, joyful, playful, full of life little girl that feels comfortable and confident. And because I can see her like that, it's my future version, which is my now version, is actually embracing all of that. And I don't have, since I've done that healing, I don't have all the things that were setting me back, the huge feelings of unconfidence, of anxiety, of not feeling good enough, of feeling fearful, of stepping out and people being judgmental about me or comparing myself to other people. All those things that were holding me back, they don't anymore. Now I'm on YouTube doing YouTube videos so that I can help other people overcome the things that are holding them back. And of course, I've gone through a lot of work on my journey. I've done a lot of healing and a lot of different things and a lot of different modalities, but it was really powerful. And I really would encourage you to look at your inner child, that aspects of yourself as a child. And there are specialists. I'm not a specialist. I don't do just work around this, but there are people that specialize in this. But I found just doing this guided meditation so powerful. And so I really recommend it to you all. I'll put a link in the description to the meditation that I'm talking about, and hopefully it can help you too. I help people in all various different ways to step into their light, to shine brightly and let go of all those things holding them back. So if you want to hear more from me, I'd love you to like my page and my channel, and subscribe. You can find me, the link to my website is in the description below as well. And I have a free PDF which I am just getting together, which will be available on my webpage. So check it out, with some first steps that you can take to really undoing a lot of the things that were given to us inadvertently as we grow up. So I hope this is helpful to you. Much love, many blessings, and I'll see you soon.